Hey there! So we've come to the end of this section of the Swift Explorers video series, and I hope you learned something. You used Swift Playgrounds to build a bunch of apps using the Swift UI framework. And these apps are a great foundation for you to keep learning and keep building. So let's just quickly review what you've built. The first thing that we did was this fun little name card app where you put your name on screen, you put your picture, and you put some links, and maybe you rickrolled someone. That's great. So something like this could be pretty useful for just making something fun that displays something on screen. And now you know how to make it interactive as well because you went through that in the Counter app. So you could combine these two to make something interesting. Maybe you tap a button and your face changes shape, or some words appear, or things like that, because you did learn some animation as well. Remember that the Counter app can be extended into something like a flag raising app, where the number being changed can affect more than just a number being displayed on screen. We also built a quiz app, and the quiz app is something that's very extensible. You can use a quiz app to make many things. You can make a quiz about something you care about, can make a quiz about some school topic that you want to send to your friends. And I think this is something that's fairly extensible. I do ask you to think about how you can make the code slightly cleaner by using some of the things that you learn in a later unit, which is the list app. You also went through the About Me app, and the About Me app is really just a way for us to introduce various components that are very useful in apps, in particular the tab bar. The tab bar at the bottom is a great way of tying together different concepts and just putting them into the same app. So if you want something that has a quiz and a counter, well, you know what? Put it together using a tab view. Okay? And there were a few other things that we went through in the About Me app. Feel free to just download the tutorial and run through it again. You don't need to watch my videos. You can just use the tutorial and try again. The final app that we built was the largest, and that was the list-based app. In that, we went through a lot of things. We told you about bindings, we told you about navigation, modal sheets, subviews, and all kinds of other things. If you find that that was a bit too much, it's okay. You can actually not create a list-based app, and you can just extend one of the apps from before and see how far that gets you. If you do want to make a list-based app, well, just be aware that something like this is going to take a bit more effort before you can get it on the App Store. One of the things we haven't taught you is how to actually save your data. So every time your app restarts, you actually lose all your data, but that's okay. I'm hoping that by the end of this course, you've learned something about just prototyping apps, just making simple apps that can explore a concept. And if you're interested in learning more about building apps, there's lots and lots of resources online, and you can extend your learning that way. If you're taking part in our challenge, I encourage you to choose one or more of these apps that we have done and see if you can put them together with a concept that you might be thinking about. Perhaps you want to build something to improve the lives of your classmates. Perhaps you want to build something that will help your parents with some kind of problem that they have. So spend some time thinking through the problems, opportunities, and challenges that are present in everyday life, and write them down. Discuss with a team if you're working with your team, and see if you can adapt any of these apps to help solve these problems. I want to emphasize that you don't need to implement the entire thing. We're not expecting you to take this app and submit to the App Store, because getting into the App Store does require an Apple developer account. It requires you to pay an annual fee and things like that. If you're interested, get in touch. We will try and help you with things like that. But this is really something for you to explore. Swift is for you to explore app development, take what you have learned, and see if you can just extend it. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with, and I hope you had a good time. I'm hoping to add on to this video series with more, so please visit our YouTube channel and subscribe, and we will try to release a few more intermediate and advanced tutorials in the future. And if you do want to find out more on your own, there are lots of great sites on the internet. Let me recommend a couple. One is hackingwithswift.com. That's a site by this British fellow named Paul Hudson. and he's fantastic. Lots and lots of Swift developers around the world learn from him, and I think there's a lot that you can learn from him as well. The only caveat I have to mention is that when he teaches in his videos, he uses macOS and Xcode. So the code will look the same as what you have on Swift Playgrounds, but the interface will not, because Xcode is a full-fledged integrated development environment that professionals use in order to build industry-ready apps. So all your big companies with their iOS apps, there's a good chance they're using Xcode, not Swift Playgrounds. We do like Swift Playgrounds because it's on the iPad. Xcode is only available on the Mac. And Swift Playgrounds really is a lot of fun and really easy to get started with. I do recommend you spend some time taking a look at the playground books available in Swift Playgrounds. There's Learn to Code 1 and 2 and all kinds of Swift UI tutorials as well. Try them out, read them in detail, and see if you can learn something interesting from there. Alright, that's it from me for now. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon. Soon joke. Soon, that's my name.